In front of us, we've got three Salma Mark 6 tenor saxophones. The one on the left was sold to the UK market in November 1959. It's an 81,000 serial number. The one in the middle was sold to the UK market in April 1966. It's 131,000 serial number. And the one on the right hand side was also April, but in 1973, and it's a 211,000 serial number. You can see the lacquer differences, but I think that's the same the world over without even getting into relacquers. They were different through decades and certain periods. In the American market, for example, who used to take the horns and assemble them themselves, engrave them themselves and lacquer them themselves, they used various lacquers through various periods, so there's quite a difference there. What is perhaps not showing on this video is that the 1973 one has a slightly darker hue than the one in the middle there from 1966. But the real differences are these braces that hold the bow to the body and the bow to the bow are less ornate on the 1973 one. Series of vertical lines going around the circumference with two solid cut bands that also go circumferentially round, whereas the other two have got ornate scrolls on the bands, very much in keeping with the Salma mouthpieces, particularly the soloist, which had the short shank and long shank version. Very similar kind of in keeping idea. The 1973 one also has a plastic thumb hook. The other two have brass thumb hooks. And then mechanically, 1973 one's got ball and socket there, ball and socket there. 1966 one, ball and socket, ball and socket. And 1959 one, hoop and pin, hoop and pin. So that's kind of it. We've talked about the colour, we've talked about those three differences. The engraving on these two is commonly known as European engraving and takes on a fleur-de-lis kind of pattern. I think it's what you call it. You can see it's cut right through the lacquer there by the blackness that's patina that's gone underneath it. This one would be the same, but in this period they put a overspray coat on the top. It's definitely all fingernail sharp still, but not as pronounced as that. There's a nice patina on this one, by the way, when you turn it round from the wear on the body on this side. I like that, personal taste. And on this one, much more of a floral kind of, more elaborate thing going on. Don't know whether you can see that. Okay, so in sound, I think if you blindfolded your listener, it's just going to be a matter of preference rather than quality or superiority. I certainly enjoy playing anyone on a given day for its character. And I think that's the thing about Mark 6s. They've all got an inherent character, which will be, to some extent, kind of overpowered by the player and his choice of mouthpiece and reed and volume and genre of music that they're playing. So, you know, it's just a starting point. That's all it really is. But they're great horns. The two on the left, so the two earlier ones, feel a certain way under your fingers, which I really, really like. And that's the only thing I would say about the 1973 one that I don't enjoy as much. The 1973 one feels like a more modern horn. It's springy, it's snappy. The mother of pearls are still raised at the edges and sharp. And it just doesn't feel quite the same thing, because, I don't know, when you got memories of John Coltrane and Stan Getz and all these people that played vintage Salmas, it just feels like you're more in the groove of those. It's a psychological thing, but that's it really. I enjoy playing any one of them on any given day. They've all got the blue on the octave lever surrounding the S because of the market that they were sold to. Made this difficult, haven't I? Yeah. Whereas in the States, there was no paint or enamel in the void around the S. Well, I hope you enjoyed that.